Welcome back to the Backseat Banter podcast.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Angelo. Today we have our very first guest on the podcast. I got a nice little intro for you, Jack.
Oh,
This man has more subs on Smooth Comp than Jake's ex-wife had boyfriends. Jack Sudduth, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on.
Is that impressive? I don't know that reference.
It's pretty impressive.
that's pretty impressive, actually. That's a high number because it was like, it was a surprise to me. Anyway,
So I'll knock out.
We've all been there.
I'll knock out our little disclaimer before we get started. The opinions of this podcast do not reflect the opinions of the DoD or the Department of the Navy. All right, dude. Welcome on, man. Glad to have you.
Yeah, man. I'm happy to be here. The
Jay, you got-
backseat boys inside.
Hell yeah, dude. Fucking, it's way too hot to be recording in a van right now.
Yeah.
So it's been indoor recordings right off for the summer. Because why the fuck is it so hot this year?
Dude, Maryland sucks.
so what's the day in the life of Jack?
Dude, well, you guys are at my house right now, pretty
Yeah.
much. I teach at Calvert MMA. My schedule today came in around 10 o'clock, taught a class, rolled for about an hour and a half. Fridays are a lot easier, so I had to break until 5, just did the kids' competition class. But shit, an average day, I'm training probably 3 times between here and St. Mary's a day. Tuesdays and Thursdays now. Tuesday I did 3 open mats, and even I feel like, I'm like, all right, I'm young, I could handle it. But,
Right.
dude,
So-
I'm fucking pushing it.
So when you started jujitsu, did you like immediately like I'm gonna make this like a whole thing, like or
So it sounds crazy, but not with jujitsu. When I was like 17 years old, I watched the UFC, and I was just no bullshit convinced I could do that.
yeah.
Like, I was that ignorant guy, just like being like, I know it sounds crazy. Like, I understand what it sounds like, but I could do that. And then all my friends were like, probably not, but you should try. And then I did jujitsu and I got my ass beat, and I was like, okay, maybe I can't do that. Definitely not UFC, but it's like this jujitsu thing's kind of fun. You don't have to get punched in the face, and I fell in love with it pretty quick, I guess.
How'd you find out about jujitsu? Like, was it like just from watching UFC?
Pretty much, me and my friends were big UFC fans throughout high school, and I looked up UFC gym near me. There's really no MMA gyms within a 45-minute drive, but we have a jiu-jitsu gym about 10 minutes from my house, which is here, Calvert MMA.
So, did you train anything else before you got in? Like, did you wrestle at all, or like do karate when you were a kid? Nothing like that.
No martial arts, no real like organized sports. I always liked playing sports. I guess I wasn't an athlete, but I was like an athletic kid, always doing like backyard basketball games, backyard football games. Even like when I was a kid, like, everyone's like, oh, like I've been in a bunch of like backyard fights with
Right,
my
dude.
boys.
Everyone wants to play like the tough guy all the time.
Yeah,
And
but
then-
like that was like a no bullshit thing when we were 14.
yeah.
Me and my friends would just find gloves and just
Yeah.
be like, okay, none of us know what to do, but
Hell
let's
yeah,
just
dude.
give each other brain
Yeah,
damage.
they just
Straight
fucking
up.
just trying to knock the shit out of each other just because it's fun. So when you first started training, like you said, you kind of like watched the UFC and you're like, oh, I could probably fucking do that. And then you started training, you're like, yeah, I probably can't do that. When did it like click in your head that jujitsu was gonna be like that you can, like, when did you realize you were good at it? Really is the question.
So my first competition, I only had like 2.5 months of training. I think
Okay.
I started training in March of 2021, and my first competition was like June.
Okay,
So I didn't really wait at all. I was like, okay,
like
I'm
just
gonna
send it.
find out if I'm good at it or not, because like I said, like I was walking into it, I was like the end goal is to compete, the end goal is to be UFC champion or
Right.
whatever. But obviously finding out really quick that's not an option. But jiu-jitsu competition came pretty easy to me. I feel like I've always thrived under like the competition rule set, which
Okay.
I guess looking back at it, I really am kicking myself for not wrestling in high school, because
Yeah.
I feel like that would have been right up my alley.
So, do you remember like how you did that first tournament?
Yeah, I actually went 4-0.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Because I trained for about a month before my first tournament, and I did not go 4-0. I
Yeah.
took first and second,
He did take first. However, he took first because he got bumped in the 40-year-old bracket at Good Fight,
Oh hell yeah!
and the one
Let's
other
go.
guy in the bracket, after the first match, had to go to the hospital because he thought he was having a heart attack.
Nice, dude.
So
I killed the guy.
Stacked bracket. Stacked bracket.
He was a surgeon, so I was like, I kind of believe him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I went 4-0 with an asterisk, right? Because like we were all white belts, so it's like white belt tournament. Really, you can't hold anything. But like,
yeah,
I was like 145 pounds, so my like second match in no-gi, I went against like I think couldn't have been older than like a 16-year-old kid. And I fucking
Yeah.
guillotined the piss out of him. No technique at all. Probably all windpipe, just white belt strength. And
Yeah,
then I
dude.
was like, okay, I guess I'm pretty good
You're
at
like,
this.
I'm-
Like just the cocky, ignorant
I'm
part
kind of a
me.
world champion now.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm basically Gordon Ryan.
I am that guy. You
Yeah.
do not want to run
Yeah.
into me in a dark alley. I will guillotine you.
Like, dude,
Oh,
we're at a
shit.
fucking high school in Montgomery County, Maryland. And I'm like, yeah, man, let's go.
It's like you're like walking out of the gym wearing your gold medal, and you're like, yeah, dude, don't fuck with me. Like, I am that dude.
Yeah, I was pretty excited. I definitely got a type of like adrenaline rush I never got before, which is
Yeah.
definitely addicting.
Yeah.
And that's why.
Dude, the adrenaline rush from competing, I've never felt anything like it.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things, like, I'm not that good at jiu-jitsu, but I get that adrenaline rush from competing to where, like, I don't want to stop competing, despite the fact that my competition record is the best.
Dude, you're talking to the guy with over 100 losses. So.
But you've got, like, what? You did, like, 300 matches last year?
Yeah, something of that nature.
Your kill death ratio is off the charts.
Yeah.
so- I don't want to hear it from you guys. Okay, I really don't. Okay, when people are like, "How the fuck did this guy get won by walkover? What the fuck?" Okay, so I don't want to hear it from you guys. Oh man, that takes me off. Look, yeah, I'm not the best. Anyway, so this is my new mentality with jujitsu. It's no one's good at jujitsu. They're just better than you.
That's
Like-
very true.
Like,
That's very true. There's probably like 25 guys in the world that you can say are, damn, that guy's fucking good.
Yeah. The rest of them, it's just like, he's just better than me.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, that's good is like a relative term. but,
Right.
Like, good to Gordon Ryan is different
Yeah.
than someone who's good to me.
Right.
That's
right.
different than someone who's good to the guy who's only been training a week.
Which is kind of the craziest thing I feel like about the sport, like especially at the black belt level. Like you have black belts, and then you have the Gordon Ryans of the world, where it's like the disparity between a black belt in one gym and a black belt in another gym is fucking insane. And I feel like you don't see that in other sports.
Yeah.
Which I think makes it more interesting going into competition, like watching two black belts go at it, and you can tell like that's a world championship level fucking black belt versus like that's a black belt from some bodunk town in Iowa, you know?
Yeah, these things are not the same.
Yeah. So going back to like when you first started training, is there anything looking back at like when you first started that you wish someone would have like told, like advice someone would have given you when you first started that you wish you could pass on to someone else?
Don't be so hard on yourself and don't compare yourself to other people. I think that's a huge one. Comparison is the thief of joy. And jiu-jitsu, that shit will get you more than anything
Oh,
else.
yeah.
Especially in your own gym. Like, I remember before my first tournament, very vividly, I had a few blue belts that were training here and about my size. So those were the guys I'm like, okay, these are guys my size. They're a little bit higher ranked than me, but I was a white belt, they were a blue belt. But I was
Yeah.
like, this is the type of guy I should be going against.
Right.
And obviously, they were whooping my ass at the time. So in my head, I'm like, I can't do shit to these guys, dude. If I compete and I go against anyone as good as these guys, I'm gonna lose. But
Right.
it really, that's the wrong way to look at it, I think.
Hell yeah. And I think I know personally I'm super guilty of that. Especially when it comes to competing. Like I get super in my head, like thinking about the last time I competed, like, oh, that dude fucked me up and here he is in my bracket again. Like, fuck, I'm fucked. But I think that's definitely a huge piece of advice is like I think anybody has a chance of winning on any given day, you know? And so not getting into your head about, oh, this dude in the gym fucked me up, so I'm probably gonna lose.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge thing that a lot of people first starting out deal
Yeah.
with.
As somebody who's just starting out,
Yeah. Senior white belt correspondent
Yeah,
here.
I'm gonna take you on a on a POV of what I was thinking. No, but I'm super guilty of that. I'm just like, man, I'm gonna get my ass handed to me, and like especially whenever you have that mentality, like going into competition, it makes that cliff just ever so like higher off the ground. You're just like, fuck, I don't know if I'm ready. Who cares? Like, this is a hobby.
Exactly.
Just run with it. Like,
especially at white blue belt, the wins and losses mean nothing.
yeah.
Like no one's gonna look at your Instagram page, see you won a Grappling Industries, and sponsor you off of that.
Yeah.
Like, very rarely, at least.
Right.
Like you have to have other qualities.
Freaking, I don't know. I was just like, I was so in my head. Like the last tournament, you were there. Like you coached me on one of them, and I was just like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
I've been there, especially even in like my first few matches, win or lose. It's like purely like I'm just fucking winging it at this point.
That's most of my jiu-jitsu in competition or in the gym. 99% of the time, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I'm kind of just letting my body react to whatever's going on, and at a certain point, I definitely feel like I've hit a plateau in a sense, to where like I don't feel like I'm learning a bunch of new stuff. Like, when you first start, you get hit with a bunch of techniques and then shit starts sticking. You're like, oh fuck, like this is crazy. And I feel like I'm at a point now where I'm not really learning a bunch of shit, but I'm moving better. So, that's kind of cool, but also I kind of miss learning new shit, It's just not sticking. I don't know what's going on. Because, like, obviously you go and you drill and fucking train different shit. And I've done that a lot, but a lot of it's not sticking. And I don't know how to add new stuff to my game at this point. I don't know if you, like, have dealt with that previously.
Yeah, for sure. There's a few things you could do. Maybe not like obviously I love Kevin. I would never tell you to go find another coach. But like maybe like if you learn the same thing from a different perspective, that could just connect a few of the dots. Okay. Because even like for me, like there's a lot of shit I've seen taught by 5 different black belts. It all kind of it is what it is, and then maybe I see one detail about that move that just changes the game for me. And then I think that deep dive for me really helped me like learn in that sense. Because when I got my purple belt and I started coaching, it was like, okay, now I can't fake it. I have to know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Like if I'm teaching, like I have to, in my head, I'm thinking I have to have an answer for every question as soon as like in my head, I'm always thinking people are gonna like fight back on the stuff I'm teaching. Right, like I'm prepared for the whole class to be like, no, fuck that's you, that doesn't move. Work. Exactly. I'm prepared for that, and I'm like in my head, I'm already thinking of retorts that like, oh, if you think this will counter it, this is why I do this. If you think that'll counter it, then this is why I do that. And so I'm over preparing in that sense, but that really helps you like cement it, because if you don't have the luxury of a bunch of different black belts on your gym, you have to outsource all the information through like instructionals, YouTube videos, whatever it is.
Right. And I think that's a good point. I've noticed personally, like the shit that I'm able to teach to other people, those are the moves that I feel like I rely on the most, because I feel the most comfortable with them. Because like you're saying, like I've taught them, so now I know all the little details, and I know the counters that you're gonna see from it. Because I have done all the research and I've tried it in so many different, positions and against so many other people.
Yeah. And no offense, but find white belts and just beat the fuck out of them. If you want to learn something, if there's something that like, man, I want to get good at K-guard, but like when I tried K-guard against the purple belts and the brown belts in my gym, they just shut it down and they smashed me. It's perfectly okay to just obviously not trial class guys, but maybe a 1 or 2 stripe. Well, yeah, I mean it all varies. It depends on where you're at in your situation. Yeah, like you have to roll with people that are worse than you to really get good at something.
Yeah.
Is that a weird way that I know I'm getting slightly better at jiu-jitsu? People are trying stuff. People are trying stuff on me. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
omoplata from me being in you being in my clothes guard. That is all right. I didn't know you could do that, but
Yeah,
you find it out.
there's a level of like your first week or two of training where nobody's really giving it to you because you're still like you're still getting your bearings, but like once you buy your first gi and they know you're here to stay, it's like
It's like, all right, I'm gonna fuck this guy up now.
yeah, so you start to feel it a little bit more.
So, with you, like you said, you mentioned you coaching now. Obviously you compete another fuck ton. We have talked about. We've had this conversation previously. What is your opinion on like gi versus no gi? Do you have a preference? Do you think one is better than the other? What are your thoughts?
Is this mic on?
Yeah, it's on.
The gi will never die.
Okay.
As long as I'm
a big
alive.
gi guy. All right.
The gi will never die.
So
I mean, I love no gi.
yeah.
It's hard to say I prefer gi over no gi, but there's a lot of like no gi is the better, no gi is the wave. I'm not totally on board yet.
Okay.
I train 50-50. I compete probably more no gi just because that's where the
There's a lot more
opportunities are.
competitions out there for it. Yeah.
Gi tournaments don't pay.
Right.
And that's why the gi is dying. But the gi can be fun if you have the right people doing it.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I think like down at St. Mary's, one of my favorite guys in the world to roll with in the gi is John. Dude, he is so technical, just like in the fundamentals, and it makes rolling in the gi so much fun because it's, you know, I'm not getting surprised with some crazy flashy shit. Like we're
Right.
doing basic fundamental jiu-jitsu with these cool grips and different ways to control each other that, like me personally, I would say I'm more of a no-gi guy. But training in the gi, having someone that is skilled in it, 100% makes a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I can 100% get on board with that.
I think gyms that train in the gi are much more technical.
Oh,
Even though like there's a lot of gyms that don't train in the gi at all, and those guys have a lot of good competition results in no gi. But there's something about like a good gi player when they transition to no gi. Those guys are the most technical. Like you look at Muragali, you look at Pato, like these guys that are just the best in the world in both. When have you ever seen a no-gi guy just randomly put a gi on and then he's good in the gi? Wrestlers are so scared of the gi, like for that reason.
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry, I didn't mean to call you out there. Yeah, but I think no-gi. This may be a hot take, but no-gi's easier. Like
I would 100%
sure.
agree.
Yeah,
100% agree. I think it requires more athleticism. Because you don't have the grips to slow things down and gain control.
Yeah.
But I would 100% say it's easier because there's not as many techniques in no-gi. Like it's a pretty simple sport. And that was kind of what we talked about when we had this conversation is when I think of like the argument of gi versus no-gi, I think of like gi jiu-jitsu as the actual martial art and no-gi jiu-jitsu is just a sport.
Yeah.
Because there's like a huge artistic aspect to gi jiu-jitsu where no gi, like I said, it feels like wrestling just with a little bit extra, you know, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's the pace of like a no-gi match, like at Controlled Combat watching you guys, I was just like, holy shit. They're just on the ground immediately.
Yeah.
No, unless they're pulling guard in a gi match, it's like, okay, and they're tugging on each other's collars and sleeves. Let's see where this goes. And then white belt, they're like, okay, so they're just going to be on their feet for 3.5 minutes.
and that's the one critique of the gi, right? Like, a bad gi match is so much worse.
Dude, it's so boring to watch a bad gi match.
Yeah, but a bad no gi match, like, now that you're thinking about it, I've tuned into so many ADCCs where it's just two juiced up guys throwing collar tots for 15 minutes and
trying to hit fucking snap downs and outside singles.
Neither back hits the mat once, and it's like that's not necessarily entertaining to me.
But how many times has that been like the heavyweight guys?
Yeah,
like
almost entirely.
And that's the same thing in wrestling too. Like you just see these guys leaning and sweating on each other and then
the last 20 seconds.
Last 20 seconds. Yeah. Like and that's a big thing. Like, hey, big boys got to roll too. You know, like
I disagree. Ban the heavyweight division. Take it out completely.
I would
Cut the
say,
funding.
how about you get your own gym? Because if I get neon belly from
Yeah.
old boy one more time, I'm a hurl. Okay.
Oh man.
Little guy.
So do you think then? Do you think there's a route to make the gi competition as widely popular as no gi then? Like, do you think there's a rule set that could make gi as popular as no gi?
Stalling just has to be like quadruply pressed.
Okay.
You have to get on. Like, I'm talking, if you're holding a lasso grip for more than 20 seconds and you don't have like a
Like a
major
sweep or a
off
sid
balance,
from it.
or at least an attempt.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you're attempting and the guy's basing out, it's like, what are you gonna do? Like,
Right.
but as a watcher of jiu-jitsu, like, that's entertaining. Like, ooh, he's trying to sweep, he's defending the sweep. Like, jiu-jitsu's happening.
Yeah.
But just now in the IBJJF Worlds or Pans or whatever the last major was, I was watching on Flow Grappling. Again, a 20-minute match. This guy has a lasso grip. Black belt. I don't forget who it was, but had this lasso grip, and I'm like, okay, what's going to happen?
Nothing.
And then 16 minutes go by, and then, like you said, the last 30 seconds, it's just like they try and win off an advantage.
Yeah. So, like, whenever I think of gi competition, and I don't have a ton of competition experience, but I feel like Good Fights rule set, like the sub-only rule set with an EBI overtime, I feel like that's good, because that's been always one of my biggest critiques of, like, IBJJF is the point system. I understand it. I don't like it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Because I think, especially once you get to those higher levels, you get to a point where so many guys are just point fighting. They're just trying to win off of points and off of advantages. And, gets to the last, like you just say, they get to the last 30 seconds after stalling for 20 minutes. And now it's like, okay, now I'm going to try to go for an advantage to win the match. Like, that's fucking boring. I don't want to watch that. As a guy that does jiu-jitsu, and then now you think of trying to grow the sport, you're trying to get people that don't do jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to get them to watch it. And they watch a match like that, and they're like, fuck this, dude.
Yeah, it could be rough.
Yeah. So, me personally, I think the only rule set you would see the gi gaining traction would be like a sub-only rule set.
Yeah, and I want to say they're out there. ADXC does like cage super fights, and I think some of those guys wear gis. Maybe I'm mixing that up with something else, but
yeah,
you could have fun gi matches. I think maybe something similar to like the UFC, CJI, what all the like finishers, what they're doing now, like 3 5-minute rounds. I think you're gonna see a lot more of that in the future.
Yeah,
and it's possible. Maybe one day that'll be my goal. I'll start a gi only super fight series.
That'd be sick.
They gotta be like, if you want an entertaining gi match, like there's plenty of entertaining gi grapplers.
Oh, for
out
sure,
there,
for
except
sure.
You just don't always see them when you're watching them at the highest level.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I want to say it was an article on Flow. Mo from ADCC, he does all the organization for the Opens now instead of doing the World Championships, and he did like an interview or something where he said that he's thinking about bringing in gi divisions into the ADCC Opens, and I think that would be super interesting, like an ADCC rule set in the gi. That'd be something I'd watch for sure.
Yeah.
Like that, that first half no points, second half with points. I think that would make for like a super cool setup for it.
Yeah, it can be done. It's weird, right? Because you can watch so many good gi grapplers.
Oh yeah.
Because the options are limitless out there.
Right.
But it's like the people who play lasso guard, the people who play worm guard. There's a lot of fancy stuff. You open Instagram, you see a lot of fancy sweeps and stuff like that. But you don't see it. You don't see it a whole lot in live competition.
Right. And that, like, the last person I can think of that would play shit like that and was still exciting to watch was like Keenan Cornelius back in the day.
Exactly.
Like when he was like really big for playing worm guard, but like it was still super exciting to watch. Like I feel like that was the height of gi like competition. And then I don't know when the switch happened from gi to no gi where it started getting more popular. But I feel like when Keenan kind of dropped off the face of the planet, gym drama and shit, I feel like that's kind of where it started to die off a little bit. But I've been noticing recently a lot more no-gi guys starting to train in the gi, and I feel like that could be a sign that we might see like some sort of resurgence in gi competition.
Yeah, people like Joseph Chen could bring it back. For
Oh,
sure.
dude, Joseph Chen in the gi would be fucking nuts.
Yeah, he's put out some clips, so I'm hoping he's
Yeah.
teasing some. Because imagine, like, could win an IBJJF Worlds.
Oh,
without
100%,
a doubt.
100%, 100%.
in the gi.
That'd be fucking so cool to watch.
Love Joseph Chen.
Dude, his tripod passing system is fucking
I've
goated.
been using that a lot.
Yeah.
I like
I
that.
like playing that, and then I've been trying to add body lock passing into my game too. Realized I'm really bad at it, but I'm still fucking around with it. You know, see where I can go with it.
Yeah, especially you gotta have long arms to body
Yeah,
lock pass. I
yeah.
feel like that's where someone like Nicky Rod is so good out of it, just because he
Right.
has the mass to
Right.
be able to get that tight
Like
body
pin the
lock.
hips down, and then he has long
Yeah.
enough arms to actually wrap the hips up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Getting that, like, getting enough weight so that they don't scoot. Because, like, seriously, they do not need much room with that body lock. Like,
Yeah.
like you just like, oh, and you lost it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, then they could just kind of hook your thigh whenever you isolate that leg, and then it's gone.
Mhm.
Like, so you start pretty much back over. But it's infuriating because, like, people, it's not like it's a secret, like, stealthy move. Like, they know exactly what you're doing when you're freaking body locking.
Yeah.
But I've been ripping those. I've been ripping
There you
those.
go. There you go. White
Well-
belt body locks.
Well, he's a wrestler too. Like that's the one
And-
passing style
yeah.
you should be good at.
Yeah, the smash passing will be your game, that body lock. And transitioning from like the body lock to like the high tripod and just like keeping
Yeah.
that pressure along.
Yeah. So you recently are coming back from an injury. Talk to us about that because the way that it happened, dude, I still get pissed about it to this day.
Yeah. So yeah, I was in PBJJF. I was going against some very. He was a young kid. He was only like 19 or 20, and then jumps flying close guard on me. Doesn't land on my waist. Lands probably like 6 inches above my knee on my thigh. Tears my meniscus. But at the time, I didn't even realize. So this was in October of last year,
Mm-hmm.
and then it kind of hurt. I took about a week without rolling, and then I was like, like I feel all right. I'm walking, I'm moving around. I got back to rolling. I got back to teaching, and it was like, I'm not injured. Like it was just sore, sprained
Right.
or whatever, something minor. And then a few months later in December, I was coaching Ryan, not competing. I was coaching, and then I'm on the side of the mat at Grappling Industries. They don't have chairs for the coaches, so like I hit one of the like coach squats, just like all right, Ryan. Like I'm tired. I've been there all day, and
Yeah.
I'm just like down here at like the ass to grass squat for probably like 15 seconds, and then
Yeah.
as I stand back up, my knee just fucking pops completely
Oh.
out, and it felt like someone ripped the heel hook. Like
Oh
it
my
was,
God.
and immediately my leg was like stuck where I couldn't fully straighten it, and I
Yeah,
couldn't
your
fully
meniscus
bend it.
caught.
So
Oh, dude.
Ryan has like probably 60 seconds left in his match.
And you're just like sitting there
And,
trying not
yeah,
to cry.
and I'm literally like holding myself up on the score table. I look at the scorekeeper, and then I'm like, I think I just blew my knee out. And then she's like, what? Like, how? You're just standing here. And then Ryan wins his match. He gets off the mat, and then, like the adrenaline after a match. He's like, all right, I'm going to go get water. Walks straight past me, like after giving me a fist bump. And then I'm like, okay. And I'm like limping around the Grappling Industries. And I'm just sitting down, and he eventually comes back. He's like, yo, are you good? You're in the same exact spot where we left you. I was like, dude. And eventually I had to get helped out of the venue. I just tore my meniscus by squatting like an old man. But the specialist told me when the dude jumped guard, more than likely it like tore, but not completely, like hanging on by a thread. And then when I squatted and stood back up, that was just like the last of what it needed
Oh
to
my
completely
God.
go out.
Dude, that's another one that I feel like just needs to stop happening is people fucking jumping guard. Like, I'm sorry, if you can't wrestle, just pull. Just pull. Just pull guard. It's
Yeah.
not hard.
Yeah, I've never even thought about jumping my
No.
full body weight on somebody's waist. That just like, you don't even have to train to know that looks dangerous as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, like, if you want to think of it in, like, a like a self-defense aspect, go ahead and jump guard on
Yeah,
someone
and
you're
get
getting in a street
slammed.
fight
Do
with.
that. Look at Cron Gracie.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
when you successfully jump close guard in a street fight or an MMA fight, you're gonna get slammed on the back of your
Dude.
head.
Dude, like it does. That is just one of those techniques, if you can call it that, that just will never make sense to me.
Yeah.
And the fact that there are gyms that teach to jump guard is fucking nuts.
Yeah, and that's
There's
where
gyms that teach it.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's one of those like I've seen like Instagram videos on like how to safely and successfully jump guard. And when you're doing that in a training room against a partner who's helping you train, they can brace for it, they can like squat down, like they can get ready for you to jump guard. And you can jump close guard. We could, if we went out there on the mats, we could do that for 15 minutes and not hurt each other.
Mhm.
But like in a live role, especially in a competition when it's like everyone's pushing, pulling, everyone's moving, it's like
Right.
all it takes is a few inches
Yeah.
of not jumping high enough and you
It's-
destroy someone's
It's just
career.
like a scissor takedown, right? Like you can go out in a gym and safely train that because you both have an understanding that this is the technique that's happening.
Yeah, but it'll
Then you
mess
see
up.
so many times in comp, like dudes will go to hit it, and they, instead of kind of falling in a position where you're behind them, they just jump directly into the knee. And it's like, well, no shit, because this guy isn't sitting there like, all right, go ahead and hit this takedown, dog. I'll pull my weight off that leg a little bit.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
all it takes is a freak injury, but
So I got a question for you. Like, what is the most? Like, I know you've like traveled to like other gyms and stuff, and you've, trained for quite some time. What's the most like cringe ass, like just crazy Mick Dojo type stuff, like that you've seen?
at a gym or a tournament? Because at a tournament,
Either or.
Yeah.
I've seen people. I think it was at the DC Open. I saw someone walk into the bathroom barefoot. And
Oh no.
and yeah, I was very upset. He had gi on and everything, no shoes. Walked right there. I was
That's
like,
just nasty.
That is sorry to bring military in this, but like that's watching someone like in boot camp walk into the fucking head barefoot. Oh my god, dude.
yeah, and then you gotta think about that dude's getting on the mats.
Yeah. I think I'd
Terrible.
cry.
Yeah.
Like if I saw that man in my bracket, I would probably just pull out. I'm not doing it. I'm not getting staff. Fuck you. I'm done. I got to go to work tomorrow. This isn't worth it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've been to some
God.
pretty cringy gyms. I don't want to say any names because people could be watching.
Yeah. Probably not. We're still really small.
Yeah,
But
yeah, that's true. I've had people like like shrimping down the mat to warm up when you're an adult is pretty cringe.
Mhm.
yeah.
But I'm not gonna say that's like the most cringe stuff I've ever seen.
I mean,
but-
it's good technique.
yeah, it's
like-
good. It's good technique, but it can get redundant. Like, if more than the third time you've done it. But I've had gyms make us do yoga as a warm up
Okay,
before
that's-
class. Like everyone's doing yoga poses.
That sounds more like a fitness gym than
Yeah.
like a jiu-jitsu gym.
It's like-
But my first gym, not gonna say names. I've already said it on the channel. But we would like shrimp. There was a cartwheel.
Oh
It
no
was-
way!
yeah. I was like,
That's
guys,
just- yeah.
I'm in a gi right now. What are we doing here?
yeah, yeah.
Look, I'm not even gonna lie. I went to a morning class down in St. Mary's once.
Yeah, Chad
and-
does warm up.
yeah, dude. I was like, I watched them start it, and I looked at Chad and Bray, and I was like, "Are you
Have fun,
are you being
guys.
dead ass right now?"
Yeah, that's where I pull out my purple belt privilege. And just sit on the side of the mat and just kind of stretch my legs.
Yeah,
a little
it's
bit.
like, I'm good.
I kind of give it whenever I teach a class. I give it like a 5 to 7 grace period of
right.
you're a grown man. You could warm yourself up.
Yeah.
Whatever you need to do. If you like shrimping up and down the mat, you
Do
could
your
spend the
thing.
first 5 minutes doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not. I may make fun of you, but like I'm not gonna tell you not to.
So, okay, let's say someone likes to shrimp up and down the mat. Okay, they're the only one
They
doing it.
exist.
They're the only one doing it. You think they're gonna do it again?
There's some guys out there.
I will say, out of all the people that I have met training, I've met a lot of characters in
oh,
training jujitsu. I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Well,
What
I
the
mean,
hell?
they
Yeah.
say there's really only two people that are successful in the sport of jiu-jitsu, and it's people with autism and people that do steroids. And I think the autism definitely runs rampant in the fucking sport. Especially, dude, I don't know what it is. Like, you know, because I grew up in Ohio. That's where I started training. I trained a little bit when I was living in Oklahoma, and then obviously train here. I don't know what it is about people from Southern Maryland. I don't know what the fuck they put in the water around here.
We're just
Why is every gym I've dropped into around here, the average height and weight is like 6'4", 280?
country bred boys, corn fed.
Like we when we would deploy, we would come out here a lot, and there was always the running joke when you'd go out in town and like see people from the area is we just call them SMIBs, Southern Maryland inbreds, and I haven't heard an
That's
argument saying that it's not true.
You're
No,
like, well, that's more south towards Ridge. Mile.
The vast majority of them are like if you go to Walmart Dunkirk right now and then just look at
Or Walmart in Lexington Park.
yeah even worse. Yeah.
Fuck. So that okay. So kind of stemming off the McDojo vibes in comp. What's like the craziest shit you've seen in comp? Like you saw it going down in a match or something like that. You're like, yo, what the fuck?
I've seen some funny stuff. So, okay, one time I was reffing at Arena Grappling. This was actually the first day I had ever worked as a ref in my life. I've only done it a few times. This was my like ref debut, I guess. It was like the fourth or fifth match I was doing. You know, Arena Grappling.
Yeah,
It's a cage grappling match. So, this guy, one of the competitors in the match I'm reffing, he has two coaches for some reason that are like not standing together on the octagon. If you imagine an octagon has 8 panels, like one of them is about here and one of them is about here, and they're both coaching the competitor.
Okay.
And then so like from the beginning, like it's like jumbled and confusing. The first round, they're like obviously like trying to like big dog each other, like screaming over each other and stuff like that. Like this guy is the two people coaching this guy. During the second round, like it doesn't end, like they keep screaming or whatever, and then one of the coaches like screams at the other coach. He's like, "Hey, buddy, I got it, dude." And then like the other coach, like, whatever, and then like continues to like keep coaching him.
What the
And then
fuck?
I swear to God, after the second, this is on YouTube. I can show you later,
Okay.
unless Joe took it out of the arena, which he might have done that. But after the second round, I guess the main coach walks over to like the other coach and was like, "What's your fucking problem, douchebag?" So like this guy's like just rolled for 10 minutes, is going into his third round at Arena Grappling,
And he
against
has
the
his
guy.
two coaches
And
just
then
like screaming at each
he
other.
gets done the round, he looks at his coaches are like kind of like just getting in each, like they didn't like throw punches, but like it was like
It was heated.
it was right before a physical fight. Like they were up in each other's grills, and everyone else kind of had to separate them. And then I'm like, well, I'm the ref here, but they're outside of the cage, so I'll let somebody else deal with that. And then you could just see the look on the competitor's face. Like, what the fuck is going on?
It's like, dude, I'm the one in a match right now. What is going
Yeah.
on?
Yeah.
I feel like craziest thing I've ever seen. My very first tournament I did, I was like 10 years old, right? I'm like walking in. It was at this event. I don't know if you ever heard of the Arnold Classic. It's like this huge sports festival in Ohio. They had their main thing was like bodybuilding and powerlifting, but they had a whole martial arts section, jiu-jitsu, boxing, a whole bunch of shit going on. I walk in, I'm like watching the black belts roll in, and this one dude got caught in an armbar, but like he was able to slip his elbow. The dude hitting the armbar was like adamant. He's like, "I'm getting this fucking armbar," just sitting there cranking it, and I swear to God, it sounds like a shotgun blast. I was like, "What the fuck was that?" He lets go of the armbar. The guy stands up and holds his arm. He snapped through his forearm. Like, it was fine from here, and then from here down to his hand was... I was like... that was the very first competition I've ever done. I'm like 10 years old, haven't even warmed up yet, and that's the first thing I see when I walk in. I was like, all right. Dude, I still think about it to this day. Just the sound of it.
I've seen and heard some bad injuries too.
Dude,
like that's a whole nother side of it. That is,
It gets fucking
it's dark
gnarly.
when you really think about it.
You got any good ones?
No.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Talking about Arena, dude, that shit was so much fun.
Arena's the best. Shout out to Arena Grappling.
Honestly.
If you're watching this, go
Which
follow.
they follow the podcast.
Yeah, if you're watching this, go follow Arena. Support them. They're the best.
Yeah, dude. They put on such a cool fucking event. I don't know if the episode is up that I was talking about it, but getting out there and getting to compete for them, even though I didn't have the best showing with them, super cool fucking opportunity. The whole format's sick. The 3 5-minute rounds in the cage, super cool. And then you have another huge competition coming up. Finishers sub only.
Yes,
right.
sir.
The
$1,000
cash
baby.
bracket. Dude, I wanted to give you the opportunity to plug that because that when that got posted, I was like, no fucking way, dude.
Yeah, I was excited. They originally when they announced they were doing the bracket, I hit them up and I was like, I'll do whatever I gotta do to get in it. And they were like, we have a lot of people, so we'll see. And then a few weeks ago, they hit me up. They're like, yo, we have a spot for you. And I was like, okay, let's go.
Like, that is fucking... The names that have gone through that promotion is fucking insane.
Yeah, Finishers is... They're one of the best on the East Coast. Like you said, they've had ADCC vets. They've had top-tier black belts compete there. No, there's a few dudes in my bracket that are pretty good, so...
Oh, yeah. Dude, I was looking at it. That's going to be a sick fucking bracket. I can't wait to watch it. It's going to be on Flow Grappling, too, which is another huge fucking thing. Like, when we did that Fight to Win a couple months ago, and I saw that it was going to be on Flow, dude, like, I had the fucking butterflies. I was like, oh, shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's going to be huge, man. I'm super stoked for you.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Get some good names on my resume.
Hell yeah. You got any other ones coming up?
So Finishers, that's the big one. After that, I'm doing commentary for Arena.
Okay. Their August card?
Their
nice.
next card, Keith Krikorian versus Luke Staley, which is a banger matchup.
Oh, yeah.
I just got to train with Luke last week, and that dude guillotined the piss out of me so many times. He is a beast, so I'm super excited to do commentary for that one. In October, we got Pans, we got ADCC in Jersey.
Yep. Because I've been hearing arenas talking about doing an October card too.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to figure out. Okay, so it's gonna be the end of the month because I want to do that ADCC too.
Yeah.
But I was worried that it was gonna end up being on the same weekend.
You should sign up. Me and Porter doing it.
Hell yeah.
So we could go up there and make a good trip.
Yeah, dude, that'd be so sick. I definitely want to fucking get some experience with the rule set too, because as unlikely it is that I would have any success. I want to give trials a shot. You know.
Yeah, I did trials as a blue belt.
So
it didn't work.
Yeah.
I did it. It's a good experience because you never truly understand the skill gap that's possible until you feel it. And even in the gym is not the same thing in the competition. Oh, no. When you go out there and a motherfucker just like takes you down, passes your guard, and subs you without breaking any resistance, it's like, okay, I got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
And that's how my first ADCC trials went. I was a blue belt. Obviously, like, I kind of knew in the back of my head, it's like, I'm not going to win trials, but I was hoping to win a few matches, make it through a few rounds, and then, like, what I really wanted was, like, just to test myself. Like, if I get matched up with DeAndre Corby or Keith Krikorian or one of these top-level guys, like, I'm curious to see how I would do if I rolled with them. So I got matched up with a dude named Mando Gutierrez. Mm-hmm. If you watch The Ultimate Fighter with Chandler and McGregor, he was on that season of The Ultimate Fighter. So he's a UFC vet.
Okay.
So a UFC vet at 145, he's just a little Spanish dude.
Yeah.
He was on McGregor's team on Tough. And then
I
had a match with him. He subbed me in 63 seconds, I think it was.
Hey, that's 63 seconds of you fucking making it.
That's quicker than something else I do. You know?
Yeah, but I was a blue belt. I made a lot of mistakes. I watched that back, and then I regret how I was like, I'm gonna wrestle with this dude.
What he hit you with?
There's an arm triangle.
Okay.
Yeah. So we
Those will do it.
Yeah, we had a little scramble. I hit a little slide by. If we're editing this, we could post the clip. But
hell yeah.
I hit a little slide by. It didn't work at all. I get kind of a look at his back. We scramble off the mat. and then we reset. He duck unders, gets behind me, picks my ass up, slams me,
Yeah.
arm triangles me. Pretty entertaining to watch. It's on
Hell yeah.
Flow Grappling if you just type my name in.
Hell
so
yeah,
you
dude.
can find
We'll-
it somewhere.
we'll throw the clip in on this, too.
Of me getting my ass beat. Shout out to Mando Gutierrez.
Fuck, what? There was something else I was gonna ask. No, fucking, like, that 145 division, that, like, under 66 kilo division, I guess, because that's what I would compete into, and then I see you got dudes like fucking, Dorian Oliveras is in that division. I'm like, well, fuck me, dude.
Stacked. Yeah,
Like, I'm like, are you kidding me?
He won the bracket the year I did it too.
Like, that dude's a fucking dog. He
Yeah.
is a dog.
I mean, you go to trials, there's not a whole lot of dogs.
yeah.
Or there's not a whole lot of people who aren't dogs
Right,
in
right,
those
right.
divisions. I was probably the worst person at all of trials last time I went. I was arguably.
And that's the crazy thing is, like, East Coast trials compared to West Coast trials. Like, West Coast, the skill level is usually even higher.
Yeah.
And to look at East Coast trials with how many fucking savages show up there, and then to think West Coast trials, the guys are generally better.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, it's the thing. It's just you got to experience the levels out there. Find the brackets with the highest level guys and just join them. See what
Yeah.
happens.
Fuck yeah, man.
I got a quick question for you, because like you've competed more than anybody I know. So, like, what's your pre-match like ritual? Do you have one, or do you just like, nah, man, show up, fucking start rolling, dude?
Yeah, I'm of the thought process. The less of a ritual you have, the more normal you can make the situation, the better you'll do. Everyone's different. Nicky Rod literally put out an instructional on a pre-match
Yeah.
ritual.
Where he does
Yeah,
nothing.
so I guess most people like one. I think it makes most people comfortable, but I've never done the same thing twice before any tournament. When I was a white belt, when I first started competing, I like experimented with it. I would do the whole thing where I'm like listening to like metal music and then walking around and pacing around the venue and just like, all right, like, you know, like you've seen.
would-
You've seen
I just
yeah.
think that's like like hyping yourself up too much. Like you're already gonna like get an adrenaline. dump.
Exactly.
Like so,
yeah,
like just
yeah.
my thing is like I just try to get as calm as possible.
That's exactly
And even
how
like
I
just
feel.
control the anxiety, because like I
Yeah.
get the butterflies really like wicked hot whenever I fucking
Yeah,
compete.
that's never gonna go away.
Yeah,
Well, it goes away a little bit. You get better at controlling it,
Yeah.
but that's always gonna be part
but like
of it.
even like when I was wrestling, like I would towards the end of the season I would just be like, fuck it, I don't care if I win.
Yeah.
And that's something you and I talked about because I was asking you about like dealing with nerves and shit when we were at that Tap Cancer Out.
Mhm.
And I think that was something that you had mentioned to me is like if you can look at competing as all you're doing is showing up to an open mat that you paid for. Like that's all it is.
Mhm.
And when you said that kind of like clicked in my brain. I was like, son of a bitch, this dude's right. Like it's I'm
yeah.
showing up to an open mat that I paid for.
Yeah, you're just rolling. The only difference is like the things on the outside that are happening.
Yeah.
When you go to a random gym and you roll with a stranger that you've never met before, typically there's not a lot of pressure because nobody's watching you. Everyone around you is also rolling. So
Right.
like the mental thought of like there's gonna be people watching, like what if like I get highlighted, like what if I
Yeah.
lose, what if I pay $90 and I drive an hour and I lose and I have to drive home an hour, and it's like you're always gonna think of like the outside variables, but when
Right.
you break it down to like the most bare bone way you can make it, like it's just two dudes like
Just sweating with each
Yeah,
other, bro.
just-
That's all it is.
just trying to get on top longer.
It's just two dudes doing some really gay shit together.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
The less seriously you can take it, the better. In
Yeah.
my experience.
Absolutely. Hell yeah, dude. Well, it's about time for open mat. I'm trying to get some rolls in.
Yeah, let's get out there and do some.
Go ahead if you want to plug your socials and shit like that. Feel free. Anything you want to say, throw it out there, dude.
Jack Sudduth or Jay Sudduth on everything. I don't really have a message, but yeah, follow me. I'm trying to blow up. I'm trying to get sponsored. I asked ChatGPT, how do I make money off of jiu-jitsu? And they told
They
me
said get a second job.
Yeah, they told me social media.
Yeah, social
So,
media is the way to go, man.
I'm like, it was like, dude, that's fucking so frustrating. It's like that's a game. You have to like find the
Oh, yeah.
keywords and the hashtags
Yeah,
and like
figure out like the right
yeah.
times to post for the algorithm to like
Yeah,
keep having it show up.
It's more trouble than it's worth, but I'm gonna keep doing it until all of a sudden Under Armour hits me up. That's my goal, Nike or Under Armour. I'm not settling for anything else.
Hell yeah, dude.
But yeah, also support Arena Grappling, support Submission Snacks, companies I like a lot. So yeah,
Fuck yeah,
about
man.
it, man.
Well, hey, dude.
Appreciate you guys.
Big shout out to you for coming on, first guest. I felt like this was a great fucking episode. We got to
Dude,
talk about a lot of shit.
I know when you guys are in 10 years when you're up there with Joe Rogan and the weigh-in show,
Dude,
man.
brother, don't worry, you'll be on all of it.
Yeah, exactly.
We
I
knew
was there.
Jack well
I was
before.
there. I was there when they had 5 listeners.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, hey, dude. Again, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you guys.
This is the Backseat Banter podcast. I am Angelo.
I'm Jake.
Thanks for watching.
Yes, sir.